Ship the story of the sinking of the RMS Titanic. One of the most famous and widely told stories in the United States is the tragic voyage of the RMS Titanic. Even more than 100 years later, Americans still listen to this story with deep interest. The beginning, the unsinkable ship. In 1912, the world's largest and most luxurious passenger ship was built. It was owned by the White Star Line. People believed the Titanic was so advanced in design that it was called unsinkable. Its first voyage began on April 10, 1912, departing from Southampton, heading toward New York City. On board were over 2,200 passengers and crew members. Among them were some of the richest and most famous Americans, including John Jacob Astor IV, Benjamin Guggenheim, Molly Brown, later known as the unsinkable Molly Brown. There were also immigrants traveling to America, dreaming of a better life. The ship had grand dining rooms, elegant staircases, swimming pools, and even a gym. For first-class passengers, it felt like a floating palace, the night of the iceberg. On April 14, 1912, the sea was calm and the sky was clear. At 11:40 p.m., a lookout spotted something ahead in the dark. Iceberg right ahead. The captain, Edward Smith, immediately ordered the ship to turn. But it was too late. The Titanic struck the iceberg along its side. At first, many passengers did not realize the danger. The impact felt small, some even joked about it. But below deck, water began flooding the ship's compartments. The Titanic had watertight sections, but the iceberg damaged too many of them. The ship was slowly doomed. Panic in lifeboats. The most tragic mistake. There were not enough lifeboats. Although more than 2,200 people were on board, the lifeboats could carry only about half of them. The order was given, women and children first. Many husbands kissed their wives goodbye. Fathers placed their children into lifeboats, knowing they might never see them again. The ship's band continued playing music to keep people calm. According to survivors, they played the hymn "Nearer, My God, to Thee." As the ship tilted further into the icy Atlantic Ocean, fear spread. The final moments. At 2:20 a.m. on April 15, 1912, the Titanic broke into two pieces and sank into the ocean. The water temperature was freezing. Those who fell into the sea had only minutes to survive. More than 1,500 people lost their lives that night. Around 700 survived. The rescue ship, the RMS Carpathia, arrived hours later and saved those in the lifeboats. Why America still talks about it. When survivors reached New York City, the entire country was shocked. Newspapers covered the tragedy everywhere. The loss of wealthy American families made it even bigger news. But beyond the fame, it was the human stories that touch people. Sacrifice, courage, love, pride, overconfidence. Changes after the disaster. The tragedy changed maritime laws forever. Ships were required to carry enough lifeboats for everyone. Continuous radio communication became mandatory. International iceberg patrols were established. The world learned a painful lesson. The story in modern times. In 1997, the film Titanic, directed by James Cameron, made the story famous for a new generation. The movie won 11 Academy Awards and became one of the highest-grossing films in history. Through cinema, the emotional side of the tragedy became even more powerful. The deeper lesson. The Titanic was considered unbeatable, but nature proved otherwise. It reminds us, human technology has limits. Pride can lead to disaster. True heroism appears in moments of crisis.